Hey Airdrie, here's your real estate market update for February 2024. And my name is Brad Walker, your local Airdrie Realtor. And if you want to see what's changing here in our real estate market in the city, watch this video all the way to the end and be sure to reach out with any questions you have, whether you're planning to make a move or not. I'm here and I'm more than happy to answer those questions for you. And if you'd like to receive our monthly update that's specific to your neighborhood and shows you the recent stats and actual sale prices in the last month in your area, go ahead and click the link below. Let us know what neighborhood you'd like the report for, and we'll get that sent to you right away. Now let's get right into the update. Well, we're in February now, which brings us that much closer to our spring market. So let's take a look at some of our January numbers and see how our market has been ramping up so far here in 2024. Now looking at our graphic here, you can see that we saw 105 sales in January, which is actually the second most January sales we've ever seen. Looking here at our January sales for the past decade, you can see that the only year that was higher was when things were super crazy in 2022. Now looking at new listings, you can see that we had 133 new homes come on the market in January, and that gave us an active inventory of 135 homes to start February with here in Airdrie. Now that inventory number is about on par with last year. It's higher than 2022, but still quite a bit lower than most previous years in the last decade, as you can see on this chart here. And since our sales numbers is still fairly close to our inventory number, 105 sales versus 135 active listings, that means our months of supply is still quite low right now, just at about 1.29 months of supply in our market right now. So this means that we're very much still in that seller's market range. But if you've watched these updates before, just because our overall market is in a strong seller's market, that doesn't mean that every style of home or every price range is in the same situation. So let's take a look now at our 4 styles of homes here in Airdrie and see what their prices are doing moving into February. So starting off with our detached homes here in Airdrie, here we saw prices come down very slightly for January, down 0.09%, which is very minimal. The benchmark price for a detached home is now at $610,200, down from $610,700 last month. Now for these detached homes, we saw a bigger price drop last month, and now we're curving back close to that even month-to-month mark. So I'd expect next month we start showing a slight increase in price for our benchmark on these detached homes. Now for our months of supply here for our detached homes, it's a bit higher than the Airdrie average at 1.69 months, but that's still within the seller's market of under 2 months. And with these detached homes, the higher price points tend to be less hot of a market than the lower price points, which we're going to get into a bit later in the video when we go into those price ranges. Now looking at our semi-detached homes, here we also saw a very small price decrease of just 0.1%, now at a benchmark price of $477,100. And similar to detached homes, we have about 1.7 months supply for this style of home as well. Moving on to townhomes or row homes in our city, here we actually saw a price increase of 0.5% in January, up to a benchmark price of $361,700. So the more affordable townhome product is definitely continuing to be very strong here in the new year. And another indication of the strength of our townhouse market right now is our months supply. Moving into February, we have only 0.42 months supply for townhouses, which puts them very much in that extreme seller's market territory. And finally, let's take a look at our apartment style condos. Here we saw a 2.2% increase in just the last month. So it looks like condos are starting off 2024 right where they left off last year as our highest performing housing style in the city. And going into February, we had just 0.77 months supply for condos, so these as well are in that extreme seller's market range. Now looking at that, it's pretty clear to see that the more affordable housing styles are continuing to outperform the others so far here in 2024. So on that note, let's break down our price ranges and see how the market is acting in each range. So if you currently own a home or you're buying a home, this is going to give you a fairly good idea of what to expect based on the price range that you're dealing in. Now looking at our $0 to $300,000 price point first, we had 14 sales within January in this price range, and we currently have 13 active listings. So we're sitting just under 1 month's supply, under $300,000, which puts this range in that extreme seller's market range. I also should note in this range, our 13 active listings, 6 of them, so just under half of them, are currently conditionally sold. All right, now moving on to the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. Here we had 34 sales in January, and we currently have an inventory of just 24 homes in this range. So that gives us a current month supply of just 0.7 months. So again, the 300 to 500 range is also showing an extreme seller's market, even more so than the 0 to 300 range. Now the reason for this range being hotter than under 300K is because within this range is where we start to see more of those starter detached homes, which typically will always be the most in demand housing style in our city. And of those 24 listings, just over half of them, 13 of them, are currently conditionally sold. So now moving on a bit higher to our 500 to 700,000 price range. Here we saw 43 sales in January, and we currently have 62 active listings. That gives us a month's supply of 1.4 months. So this is our first price range that we've moved out of an extreme seller's market, which is under 1 month's supply, and sitting more in a regular seller's market, which is under 2 months supply. And moving up from here, let's look at the $700,000 to $900,000 price point here in Airdrie. In this range, we saw 10 sales in January, and we currently have 32 active listings. So this gives us 3.2 months supply, which actually pulls us out of that seller's market range and into more of a balanced market, which we're usually going to find between 2 and 4 months supply. So if you're in this range and you're selling a property, know that there's a decent amount of listing competition. So make sure to plan for that when you're going to sell. It means even more so that you want to present your home the absolute best that you can and price it according to proper market value. Testing the market here with a higher price range is likely just going to mean you're going to sit on the market and have to do price reductions to end up getting to your sale. So lastly, let's look at our over $900,000 market here in Airdrie. In January, we saw 4 sales in this range, and we currently have 17 active listings, which gives us a month's supply of 4.25 months. Now this does bump this price range out of that balanced market and into a buyer's market, but this month's supply has been trending down. If you remember back in November, we had a month's supply of over 6 months in this price range, and now we're down to 4.25. So my question to you then is, do you think this higher end luxury market is going to come back to a balanced or even to a seller's market this year? Let me know what you think down in the comments, what you think is going to happen with this price range throughout the year. All right, so knowing all that, what does it mean for you? Well, it really depends on your specific situation, but from a general sense, for you buyers out there, if you're buying under $600,000, it's going to be a pretty competitive market. The homes that are priced well and are nice houses are going to be conditionally sold typically in just a couple or a few days after they're listed. So you want to make sure that your pre-approval is all good to go. You're getting out there and seeing these homes fairly quickly so that you don't miss out. Now, if you're looking above the $600,000 price range, then things do slow down a bit, but the nice homes that are priced well are still selling very quickly. So it's still important in these high ranges to make sure you're not moving too slow because you think the market has slowed down a bunch. For example, in January, we had an all-time record sale here in Airdrie. It sold for $1.65 million, and it did it in just 11 days. Now, for you sellers out there, regardless of the price range you're in, you want to present your home the absolute best that you can to maximize your sale price as the seller. But here as well, if you're under $600,000 and you've priced according to market value, you can reasonably expect to have an offer within that first few days or the first week or so. Now, our average days on market right now overall in Airdrie is 38 days on market. But remember, that does include those higher price points, and it includes those listings that are listed too high that just sit for tens or even hundreds of days on the market. So right now, if you're selling above $600,000, of course, you want to present your home the best that you can, but the higher you go, the more important it becomes to make sure your pricing is right in line with market value. And just understand that in this higher price range, it may take a little longer to sell as there's less buyers the higher you go. But presented properly, you're definitely going to come out with a successful sale in this market right now. All right, well, there you have it, your real estate market update for Airdrie for February 2024. Again, my name is Brad Walker, your local Airdrie Realtor. I hope you learned something in this update, and we'll see you in the next video.